Tolstoy's dying man asked one question that will haunt you. Tolstoy wrote a story about a man in his final moments, this man who did everything right his whole life. Screamed one question that Tolstoy wanted you to hear. What if my whole life has been wrong? Meet Ivan Ilyich, respectable judge, good career, proper marriage, nice furniture. He did everything society told him to do. And Tolstoy writes that Ivan lived thinking his life had been most simple and most ordinary and therefore most terrible. Most terrible. Because as Ivan lay dying, he looked back and realized he had never actually lived. He performed life. He decorated life. He climbed ladders. He impressed people. He bought things. He followed rules. But Tolstoy writes, it had all been not the real thing. Not real. 70 years of not real. And here's the moment that splits your soul open. As Ivan is dying, screaming in pain, he suddenly asks himself, what if I have not lived as I ought to have lived? Impossible. I did everything correctly? And Tolstoy writes this devastating line, the example of a syllogism he had learned in logic. Caius is a man, men are mortal, therefore, Caius is mortal, had seemed to him all his life to be true, only in relation to Caius, but certainly not to himself. Do you hear what Tolstoy is saying? You know everyone dies, but you postpone the real thing. Ivan spent his final days reviewing his whole life. He looked back, the more life and meaning he found. And the closer he came to the present, the more meaningless and doubtful everything became. His childhood, that was real. Those early feelings, that was alive. But everything since? Climbing, performing, impressing, accumulating. A life spent on things that don't matter. And now, no time to live differently. Tolstoy writes, and he groaned, what for? What for? That's the question he wants you to ask. Right now, while you still have time. But here's Tolstoy's gift. In Ivan's final moments, something breaks open. He stops pretending. He stops performing. And Tolstoy writes, in place of death, there was light. Because Ivan finally asked the one question that mattered. Is this the real thing? Not, is this proper? Not, what will people think? Is this right? Is this real? Is this love? And when he finally lived from that question, even for just a moment, he was free. Tolstoy didn't write this to depress you. He wrote it to wake you up. You still have today. Stop living the proper life. Start living the real one. What's one real thing you'll do today? End screen. Don't wait until you're dying to start living. Tolstoy quote overlay. What if my whole life has been wrong?